Have a, are we, oh, we are recording, okay. Okay, GTV, please start the recording. Without a gavel, I'll call it to order at 9 a.m. And Chair Pritchett, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Chair.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Chair Pritchett. Let's do verification of quorum. We'll start with the attorney, Mr. Thalwitzer.
We do have a quorum.
Great. That saves us time. Okay, legal counsel, guys. Contract was up. It looks like we got 2 applicants. I think you guys probably have the resumes out there. I did a little bit of a comparison here. You guys are more than welcome to see it as we move forward.
Thank you.
So I do have some thoughts, but I'd like to entertain anyone else before I throw in my 2 cents on this one.
I'd like to move to approve Aaron Thalwitzer for the attorney.
Okay. Do we, any reason or just motion to
No, I
approve?
reviewed all the contracts already. I know that there was a formality that we needed to go through and review and hire. I'm always somebody that goes out to bid. So I had noticed, based upon your recommendations, to go do that. When I looked at both of them, I found that not only the institutional knowledge that he has about what we have currently, but then also inside of your, even inside of your, I'm looking at this right now, this attorney comparison, he has more of the counties and some of the larger counties to represent. So I think that, you know, with that, that's where my mind is. But, you know, I have a motion, so if somebody wants to second it, that's great, but we usually do the discussion after that, so.
Okay. Before I take that motion and listen to a second, do I have any other opinions on this one? Okay, let me throw in my 2 cents on this one, and certainly I don't think this is anything contrary to the job Mr. Thalwitzer has done. He has been the attorney for the better part of 9 years here, and I think he's done an admirable job, but I think at some point it's probably good to have a difference of opinion and someone that does have experience in the value adjustment arena, but not necessarily with Brevard County. We got Ms. Parwani, who has been an attorney longer, who has been with the Florida Bar longer, and has a similar number of counties that she works for. So clearly, she's competent, and the only difference I had here was just a little varying of opinion. Same way that when we do accounting, sometimes we switch accountants because, not because the current accountant is doing a bad job, just because it's a fresh or a new perspective. So again, that's where I was on this one, but nothing against Mr. Thalwitzer. I just, you know, like to hear, you know, where anyone else is, and if they're there, that's fine. I'm certainly comfortable with Mr. Thalwitzer.
Yeah, and I appreciate you bringing forward all of them. I appreciate you putting together your attorney comparison. Where I would say is that some of the consistent issues that run between counties run congruent counties between like Volusia County, Orange County over here. And if you looked at the Parwani, she has some of the relationships on the West Coast. So that was kind of my thought process, plus I thought he's done a great job. But I did want to say thank you for bringing this forward, because we do need to go out to bid every once in a while and show that. So thank you. That's it. I'll stop.
Sounds good. Since you made the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second the motion to keep Mr. Thalwitzer.
Okay. If
discussion?
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a first and second before we go there. Chair Pritchett?
You have done a great job. I mean, I think I started with you when you were kind of new, and it's really tough when you have a new attorney come in, first of all, and try to do this, because it took a little bit to learn it all at once. So I'm comfortable with that as well. And I think what we should do probably is make sure we go out for bid every couple years. And if you guys think that we should, just so nobody has any kind of thoughts later, if we make changes, if you want to put like a maximum amount of years before we do change attorneys, that might be something to look at as well.
Usually we do
But-
3, 1 and 1. That's usually what it was. And I think your contract extended by 1 year or something. It was
Usually, it's been technically, I think it's 2-year contracts, but each year either side can terminate, so that it's really 1-year contracts.
Right. So if you guys want to look at like a maximum 12 years, and then we do go out and then change attorneys like you would with auditors after so long, that would be fine with me too. But I'm getting ready to leave you with Mr. Still here next meeting, so you've done a good job.
So we have a motion and a second, and before we get there, I just want to see if you're willing to add a little clarity into that motion. First of all, I think we should set a rate in that motion. Currently, Mr. Thowitzer is paid $175, just for a reference point. Second of all, I think it's probably good that we also put in the IRS mileage allowance in there. And you nailed the third one, is whether or not you want to do 2-year and 1 year after. I'm okay with anything. I just asked that you'd amend your motion to put in the salary, the mileage, as well as the terms.
And I think.
And I'm not,
No.
whatever you want on this one, since this is your motion.
And I would, what we do over at the school district is we have 3 years, and then you can extend for 1 and 1, and then it goes. So somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th year, you go out to bid, depending on it. And that's usually, in many cases, like, say, property or health insurance, depending on where the market's at the time, you might be in a bad spot if you went out to bid for certain things. So you wait, like property right now is probably going to start coming down. And if you went out to quote this year, right? So we always did a 3-year 1-1 extensions. I'm okay with that. But I'll make that motion if somebody wanted to amend it. And the current rate that you currently accept, along with the mileage is appropriate. Usually, on the other side, we just approve the thing, and then staff brings back a contract eventually, but that sounds good to me. So I will make the motion to continue services with Mr. Thowitzer on a $175 rate with the IRS mileage, along with a 3-1-1 term, if that's okay. If that makes
Okay,
sense.
you're amending the motion to meet that?
Sure.
Great.
I
Does it
think I would rather do a 2-1-1.
Perfect. We'll do that.
amend the amendment now to
Amendment.
211,
Yep.
175 IRS?
Sounds good.
Does the second hold?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other discussion or debate? Okay, let's take a vote on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion passes 4-0. Great.
Thank you.
And clerk will work on that, and it'll come back to us, but I think that was everything covered in your previous contract.
Mr. Chair, if I may, on the back end of that, just ask
Sure.
Mr. Thowitzer a question. In the event that we only have 4 members and small board for the Roberts rules, sometimes allows the chair to be the deciding factor. Is there any way you can get clarification for that for me?
Yeah.
That's all. Just because it's a vague area, and
is.
if we would have had a difference of opinion, we would have had it there. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. Thank
I'll
you.
be happy to.
Let me ask the clerk's office here. As the chair of this, will I be the one signing this contract? Okay. Do you want to give me authority to sign it, or would you rather bring it back here with those provisions?
No, I'm good.
Chair has authority to sign it.
Okay, can we,
Make a motion for the chair to have authority to sign it.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Okay, that way we won't have to have another meeting. Great, board reports. Mr. Thowitzer.
No report.
Super. I have no report. Chair Pritchett.
No report.
Okay. School board member, the Honorable Mr. Susan.
No report?
Super. Mr. Davis. Okay, and Ms. McWilliams isn't here, so I think that's the entire agenda. With that, I call the meeting adjourned at 9:12. Thanks.
Thank you.
The opinions expressed by any member of the public during any period of public comment do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, or the program sponsor, and are solely those of the presenter. The Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, and the program sponsor hereby expressly disclaim any and all responsibility or liability for any defamatory or slanderous statements expressed by any member of the public during any such period.